Right, that's enough of that. I thought I'd let it... It was supposed to go for one. It was supposed to do one rotation, the intro. But I think it did like 2 or 3. I'm not entirely sure. It was more than I meant it to be. That's all I know. Oh dear. Anyway, good morning everyone. Morning, afternoon, evening. I suppose it depends where you are. I'm just trying to think. Where would be morning right now? US? US be morning? No, that's not right. It's got to be like middle of the night, surely. Anyway. Oh, no, it is morning. Okay, no, I got it right. Okay, good. I know times. Hello, everyone. Did you have a nice weekend? Did you have a fun, lovely, hobby-filled... Or just, standard? Just standard is fine, too. Standard also works. We're going to not have background noise for this one and see if that's any better, because a few people didn't like the sort of ambient drone stuff that I had going on last time, which is fair. That's fine. That's okay. That's all right. I really like it, but I am aware that it's something of a acquired taste. Plus, I can get away with using it because I wrote and recorded all of the stuff that you hear in the background of streams, so it works. Wait, did I say morning? I meant to say I meant to say evening. I don't know why I said morning. I don't know why I said it. I know it's morning, and of course it's morning somewhere. It's morning where I am. I'm not gonna lie. All right, let's just be totally honest here. I'm a bit hungover. I'm a bit worse for wear today. I'm not at the top of my game. I think I just need to come clean about that. There's a good chance that I'm going to be missing stuff because I'm a little bit I'm just a little bit fragile. But we're carrying on. We said we're going to do Monday Rambles live. We're doing Monday Rambles live. That's how that works. That's what we're going to be doing. So we push through. We get on with it. Easy. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. It's not true. It is a problem. Anyway, we've got a few different things to talk about today. A few different things. Although, admittedly, one of them is just one thing. But the other one is, I had a friend who fell victim. They fell victim to the boxes that Games Workshop do that have no inherent additional value at all. And then they got very upset when they realised that actually it was a complete waste of their time and they should have just gone somewhere else to buy them. So we're going to have a little chat about that as well. Oh, I already need a drink. It's already... I'm already so far... We're like 2 minutes in and it's already going. It's so bad. Take a nice sip from the comedy bottle. Okay, let me actually catch up with you a bit, chat, because I've just been talking nonsense. Run the intro again. Look, it was up for like 6 minutes. If you missed it, you missed it. I don't know what to tell you. I could put it on again later if I'm feeling generous. You never know. Behave yourself. You might get a treat later. What a terrible way to phrase that. West Coast US is 2 AM, East Coast is 5 AM. So it's still technically morning. I mean, 2 AM is night time. That's not morning. 5 AM is morning. It's not good morning. Like, it's not a good time in the morning, but it's still morning. Yeah, I really like sort of ambient drone stuff, but it is... Some people just don't like it, and I get it. A lot of the time there's no tune, it's just there. But that's why I like it so much, just background noise. Yeah, peak waffling content. It was actually quite a good Father's Day. Although it was all just like the last few hours of the evening. It was like mostly just normal and sensible all day, and then just for some reason just went off on one. I don't really know why. It's just like, yeah, I'm gonna have another cider, but the cider I'm drinking is like 8.6%. So I had one and felt a little bit tipsy because I hadn't eaten anything for a bit, and then having had that one, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep going. I'm just gonna have 2 more. That'll be fine. Then I had a cocktail, and then had a terrible night's sleep because everything felt like it was spinning, which is, normal. Stupid, but normal. Oh, so something that before we get into things that I wanted to mention. Now, like, I'm planning to stream more than just the Monday. It's supposed to be like I'm going to build it up to three times a week. And something we're going to be implementing is super chat. Right, if you super chat, which is where you do like a donation to the channel, you can put a message in, and then the bot reads the message out loud. I'm full on, as with so many other things, copying Liam Dempsey, what Liam does, and 10% of super chats are going to be like held back and then given to charity at the end of the month, because I already do something similar with the affiliate link that I've got, but that's another way of just doing something a little bit extra, just a little bit, just want to do something nice, and I figure that's a good way to do it, because the super chat is just having a message right on screen. There's no like inherent like thing you're getting for that, other than the satisfaction of whatever you've written being said out loud. Yeah, I'm nicking his thing because I feel like that's a nice thing to do. It's a nice thing to do, so we should do it, basically. I was considering doing the same thing with memberships, but we'll need to reach a certain threshold before we get there for memberships. So, yeah. 8 beers in. Oh my god. 8... Jesus. Yeah, this is a normal size bottle. I'm just really small. It's true. It's the secret. Don't give it away. Are AdMech garbage, Sindri? Because I'll be honest, I've not looked at AdMech stuff yet. I just went straight to Space Marines. Straight to Space Marines. Because of I went straight to Imperial Guard, then I went to Space Marines because of Armoured Company and Dreadnought Army. So, that made the most sense to me, doing that. Cider is for those who don't devour alcohol. You are correct, which is a real shame, because I did devour it, and now I'm being punished for my hubris. Vodka and Red Bull is... I've had that once, and it's just too much everything. It's just too much. It just feels like your heart is about to eject itself out of your chest. Like face hugger style. Hello, Daniel Bear. Okay, let's actually talk about something that we were going to talk about. We've got a good number of you in here. Let's talk about something that I'm genuinely a bit regretful of here. Also, 88... No, we've got a good number of views. 90 or so people watching. Only 17 likes on the stream. Come on, gang. Come on, it's right there. It's right, it's just one button. You just click it once. That's all you need to do. It's just the one button. Come on. You know you want to... You want to get that number up. That's like rookie number, that. Yes, rocket. Rocket fuel. Ah, too much. Okay. So, what we've got... yeah, you know what? We're feeling fruity. Let's go full screen. This is one of the coolest things that they've done. And I really, really, really want it, right? So we've got the core book for 40k. It's on its way. It's a decent looking cover. I do like the cover. That's nice. The fact that... Oh, yeah, there you... Look at that. Look at that. The jump up. Over doubled almost immediately. You're on it. You're on it, gang, and I'm loving your work. You're on it, and I'm loving your work. 11 PM on Sunday, and I can still like the stream. I mean, it's the way to go, even if you're a day early. So, something that I'm finding kind of interesting, by the way, is the fact that the core book is... We've gone Space Marines versus Chaos again. In fact, by the look of it, it's what? Ultramarines? It's kind of hard to tell where the all their like symbol shoulder pads are facing the other way. And I think it's Black Legion, but everyone's got a kind of blue tint. It's kind of difficult to tell. It's super interesting to me that for the core book, for the main book for this edition, they haven't echoed what's on the Leviathan box. That's... I just figure, like... I don't know, they made such a big deal of Leviathan, and the way that they've approached Leviathan and the things they've done with the models in Leviathan, it's kind of bringing all sorts of, like, nostalgia to the fore, and it's really aiming itself at people who are people who've been for a while. It feels like a celebration of like old Warhammer, but then the core book is just ignoring that completely. And instead of getting Space Marines versus Tyranids on the core book cover, we're getting Chaos. I just found that surprising. I was just like, I don't really. I guess I can understand why in a way, because Space Marines versus Chaos is like, much though we may not like it at times, quite often comes across as just the story of 40k. But still, I don't know. I just expected something different. That's all. 5 a.m. in the US and I have no power, Sean. Oh, that sucks. Well, that's the... Okay, so Dan Mojo, I like that cover better than the one in Leviathan. The one on Leviathan, right, it's not bad, but it's not like... It's not traditional kind of Games Workshop artwork. It feels very video gamey, what they've done for the box of Leviathan. And I actually prefer this style that they've got for the core book here. I prefer the overall style of this to what's on the Leviathan box. But I really figured it would be Space Marines versus Tyranids for the core book, just because of how much they've like played up that aspect when it comes to the Leviathan box itself. I just assumed that theme would be continued, but it's not, and that just, I don't know, that just took me by surprise. But that's true with Regulator, actually. Yeah, the 9th edition core book also was like not necessarily related to the boxes that came out for that edition. But I don't know, for some reason this one felt a little bit different. It felt like it was pushed even more, which is saying something. And it's hard to tell right now whether the popularity of the box like completely overshadowed like Indomitus or whatever. We'll have to wait a bit to find that out, I think. But yeah, just took me by surprise. I'm not really sure why. It's not like it's something that they haven't done that kind of thing before. It's like, oh, here's the big focus, here's the book, it's got nothing to do with anything. But I don't know, this time around it just felt like we might get a bit of Tyranid action just on the core, and we haven't got it, which makes me a little bit sad. Tyranid's getting a lot of love, but I just would like him to get a little bit more, to be honest. And then if you can go around and replace all the ancient, like fully ancient Eldar kits, that'd be great. Eldari, sorry. You gotta use the copyrighted name, right? Yeah, you don't. Call them what you like. Well, don't call them what you like, as long as it identifies what they are. This is just, it's so far gone already, this stream. I'm so out of it. Right. Yeah, it could be a bit of foreshadowing, Josh, that's true. Insomnia Brigade represent. Well, thank you for joining, Irene. I guess thank you and I'm sorry. Is that does that work as a combination? I don't know. Sleep is for the weak. That's what sleep is for. Or does sleep cause you to be weak, or like no sleep cause you to be weak? I think it's one of the two, isn't it? You're probably better off sleeping. Is what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, space elves. I mean, that's literally all they are. So 280-page book, the core book this time round. I keep seeing people being like, at last 40k has got good because it's one step closer to Age of Sigmar. And I'll be honest, I love the reaction to that. I've seen so many people getting annoyed at the comparison. But then you look at the points that we've got currently, and I'll be honest, at times I'm looking at it, I'm like, it's just a unit and you just pay points. Okay, cool. Every single Lehman Russ is just a different type of Lehman Russ with different points. That's just how it is. I don't know, it feels like he's getting a step closer. I think someone said we just need to remove toughness and something else and it'll be perfect. The inter-system wars when it comes to Games Workshop products always make me laugh, to be honest. They feel like mostly different games still, so I suppose it's down to personal preference. But hey, just play both. That's what I do. Well, I say just play both. Have hardly any time to play either of them, but still try. That's actually what I do. But it's true, all the best stuff in 40k for the last two editions has been ported from AOS. I mean, I'm not I'm not going to necessarily argue with that, to be totally honest. I've seen people lose their damn minds, and as an AOS player, I've been unashamedly feeding those trolls. I mean, look, I can't encourage that kind of behaviour, but I also can understand why it would be tempting to go into that. Am I aggravated with the point changes? God, that's a question. All right, okay. I don't think so, to be honest. List building was never the most fun part of anything for me, honestly. Like, it's never been the thing that I'm never like, oh, I can't wait to sit down and build an army list. I want to make the models, I want to kit bash stuff, I want to paint stuff. I don't generally care about how strong anything is. That's never been what I've built armies around, just at any point. I mean, it does admittedly kind of look like my Armoured Company might be not terrible, apart from the Baneblade having some issues with maybe not being able to get around the board, but that's, that's just whatever. Overall, honestly, for me personally, the simpler it is, the happier I am. And I know that's not an answer that a lot of people want to hear, but yeah, I just like... I've really enjoyed the process of making lists for AOS. Just sitting there going, okay, I want this war scroll this number of times, and that's it. What weapons options? None. Don't have any. Don't need to look. This is the profile. This is what we've got. All I need to do is say I want that, that, and that. And I have what I want to run. Brilliant. I don't need to do any more work. That's it. I'm sorted. For me personally, that's way better than anything else. And I realise that that's not the answer that a lot of people like, but I do remember sitting there with a pencil, some paper, and a calculator, when I started playing the game, in 3rd edition, sitting there, pouring through the Chaos Codex and working out all of the different stuff. I both love and hate the way that you did Demon Prince stuff. Was it the 3rd edition Chaos Codex or the 3.5 edition Chaos Codex? I can't remember which one it was off the top of my head. But having having a Chaos Lord and then being able to just add stuff to him, that was really great. That was awesome. So much customization is grand. I love customization. Customization is fantastic. But at the same time, I also don't like having to sit there and add all of it up. Even in a semi-automated state, it just gets on my nerves, because it's like, okay, I have a set amount to go through, and I have a set number of points for this specific thing that I'm trying to do, so I need to make sure that it comes in below this threshold, otherwise I'm not going to be able to fit that, that, and that, and so I need to change the war gear for this, but then if he doesn't have that specific thing, it's not going to be exactly what I want. Honestly, I mostly just like going, this guy's fine, and that's the points that he costs. I prefer that a lot more. Yeah, 3.5, thank you. I couldn't remember which one it was at all. It's like a weird mix of kind of almost like wanting both, but being a bit too lazy for one. It's like I want all the customization, but I also don't want to have to sit there and do maths. So it's very hypocritical, as is a lot of rules-based stuff for me personally, to be honest. I mean, at least I'm honest about it. I never sit there and pretend that, what I'm saying is not full of, insane cognitive dissonance. But, yeah, yes, the 3.5 Chaos Codex was the best codex that Games Workshop has ever made, and it will always be the best codex that Games Workshop has ever made. It packed so much into a relatively small book, it's unreal. You could get the entire feeling and flavour of different Chaos Legions just from their 2-page supplemental bit in that codex. Shut up, air compressor. I'm going to turn that off. That's wild, right? You could go to that codex, you could start reading it, you could skip forward and go, you know what? What are the Iron Warriors about? You take a look at their force organisation, you see the fact that they can sacrifice 2 fast attack for 1 heavy support, and you know immediately, oh, These guys are siege specialists because they can have 4 heavy support while sacrificing 2 fast attack slots. Like, that told you everything you needed to know immediately. And if that wasn't enough, then being able to take a Basilisk, an Imperial Guard Basilisk, that was massive, because that also just gave you the entire character of that Legion immediately. Absolutely solid. Loved it. Yeah, it's such a good book. It is such a good book. It's so good. The only thing I get confused about, and that I sometimes forget, it was the Night Lords could sacrifice the heavy support for the fast attack. The Word Bearers... Was it the Word Bearers had demon summoning, if I remember correctly, but the Alpha Legion could have cultists? I think that's the way round it was, but I always get a couple of them mixed up. But regardless, best Chaos Codex of all time, and there will be no argument about it because it's just true. It's just the truth. That's how that works. What were we talking about? What were we talking about? Hang on. Let me put my glasses back on. Yeah, it slapped. It was the best. The absolute best. 40k this building has never held me in the same way as, say, designing Lancers and Battletech. I still haven't looked at Battletech. I should. I'd like 2 point options for squads. 1 all basic bolter/laser gun, 1 fully kitted out, instead of being forced to pick best weapons always. I can see that. Yeah, that's fair. Sindri, that was... I appreciate the effort, though. I appreciate the effort. Alpha Legion doesn't exist anymore. Still miss the random mutations you could roll in the original Rogue Trader. Yep. Alpha Legion don't have specific Legion rules in the indices. Wait, seriously? They don't have... Hang on a second. They don't have... They just don't have rules. No way. That's poor. Hang on. Let's have a look. I'm now... Whatever we were about to talk about is now gone. I'm going back and trying to find the Chaos Index cards. Right, here we go. Chaos Space Marines, Chaos Demons, Death Guard, Thousand Suns, World Eaters. Okay. Nope, that's Chaos Demons. Don't need that. There's just no specific rules for them? Oh, thank you, Carlos. Yeah. So, Word Bearers could sacrifice fast attack, heavy support, and elites for more troops choices. They could have up to 9 and 2. Oh, alright, cool. Thank you. Yeah, weirdly, my love for Word Bearers didn't show up for years. Like, I took a full break from the hobby before coming back, and then realising that I loved Word Bearers. Mostly due to the Horus Heresy books, because... My boy Lorgar, he was just doing his best, alright? Lorgar was just doing his best. He was doing what he could. And it was tough for him. It was tough for Lorgar. Because he wasn't, you know, as much of a roided up meathead as quite a few of the other Primarchs. He was too human. He was more human than the lot of them combined. Which, you know, was his strength, but also his weakness. Anyway, what were we doing? We were looking for Alpha Legion rules. Or the complete lack of. I don't doubt that you are correct in that there's no... there's, like, nothing in here for them. But I was just... Yeah, okay, right. Well, that's kind of... That sort of sucks, doesn't it? Just nothing specific for them at all. Second edition Orc Codex being really good. That's fair. Oh yeah, no factions have rules outside the Space Marine chapters. It's the... Look, the indexes are fine. They're fine for now. They're okay for now. They're just not... They're not perhaps as polished as they could be. You know? They're just not as polished as they could be. They could be a lot more polished. And, you know, we talked about this in the Friday show, which if you haven't watched it, go and watch it after this is finished, I guess. But nothing is better for, like, immediate extreme proofreading than releasing stuff to the internet, obviously. That being said, there are some pretty egregious issues with those cards where it's just like, how did anyone miss this? It makes no sense. I mean, like, how do you miss firing deck rules on half the rhinos? I don't understand on a, like, writing stuff level how that's possible, and yet somehow it did happen. It's just a bit weird. Maybe not the best. Okay, right. Let's actually talk about this, because this is the best, right? This is the absolute best. So I don't tend to do limited edition stuff for anything, really. Like, it's very, very rare I'll get like a limited edition anything. And when it comes to 40k and AOS, there are people who collect this stuff, and they put so much time and effort and money into having collections that when I see something that I like, generally speaking, I still don't necessarily go for, because it's like, well, it's this one thing, and I would like to own it, but it's not the end of the world if I don't. It's fine. However, this one, the core book for 10th, which is just the nicest looking thing they've ever made. I want this so badly. So badly. Like, it's so good. It's so nice. So much of John Blanche's awesome work in the nicest looking, like, box and presentation. And I'm gonna sneeze. Oh no. I just saved your life. I just saved your life. If you were listening with headphones during that sneeze, you would be dead. Your brains would be leaking out of your ears. There would be a trickle of blood just running out of your eyes. That would have actually killed you. That would have killed you. But you know what? It's fine. I think I got hay fever again. I think I've actually got hay fever. I'm pretty sure that hay fever has made its first appearance of the year. Because that was, like, I sneezed like 4 times. And now I'm just full of awful. Anyway, this is the nicest thing that Games Workshop have ever made. I want it, and I'm not going to be able to get it. Because this is the thing, right? This is one that I would absolutely treasure, and it would be kept in pristine condition for all time. I wouldn't even use it. It would just be on display somewhere, probably behind me in some sort of lovely presentational case. It's going to be massively expensive, firstly. It's going to cost a lot of money, this. I don't know how much it's going to cost, but it's going to cost a lot. It's going to be probably... Oh, I feel like... What do we reckon? Well over 100 quid. Well over 100 quid easily? Well over 100 quid, I'd have thought. I mean, it's got to be something like that. Look at it. Got the fancy coins. You've got all the artwork. You've got the actual book itself. You've got the little book house. What even is that? What do you call that? The little house the book lives in. Whatever that is. I know there's an actual name for that, but I don't know what it is. Mike. No, you. There's no way this is going to be 60 quid. If this is 60 quid, I will be absolutely amazed. That'd be I would be blown away if this was being sold for 60 quid. Jesus, can you imagine? But yeah, it's going to cost a lot, right? It's going to cost a lot. Not only is it going to cost a lot, but there's 1,600 copies. Book sleeve, thank you. Not the little house the book lives in. The little house the book lives in. Oh my god. I mean, that's what it should be called now, right? It's the little house the book lives in. That's what it is. Take a drink from my small water bottle. Like, that is devastating. 1,600 numbered copies. It's just... Oh, man. Like, it's going to go out of stock instantly. It's going to show up on eBay for vast amounts of money, and people are still going to buy it. People are still going to buy it. Like, I don't know what they're supposed to do about scalping. Genuinely, I don't know what they're supposed to do about it. They've tried things that haven't really worked, but with stuff like this, I don't know how you stop people buying this and then reselling it. I don't know how you do it. It's like, yeah, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad, which is a real shame because I desperately want one of these, but at the same time, I'm not. Whatever the cost is, realistically, I'm not gonna be able to justify it because I'm never gonna use it. I don't collect stuff like this, so I would just be like, hey, I've got it, and then it would just go over there and never be looked at again. They don't send I don't think they send limited edition Black Library / rulebooks out to content creators, do they? It's just boxes. Just boxes. The problem is that when the box then disappears and you can't get it anymore, that's when the frustration starts. Like, Curse City. I'm looking at Curse City, it's right over there. Still an incredible mess. So there's also Crusade Tyrannic War? Tyrannic? Why did I say it like that? Tyrannic War. Fine, if you're into that. They've said the Crusade game mode's been revamped. I've not actually looked at what the new version of Crusade is. I just remember thinking that Crusade sounded like a great idea, but then I read it and I didn't like the implementation very much. I just didn't like the implementation at all. So I was like, oh, this sounds great. Oh, this is so much bookkeeping compared to just playing normally. Yeah. This is the thing, right, Adamus? Like, the best way is to not pay or support the scalpers. You're absolutely right. People shouldn't be buying stuff from scalpers, but people still do it. Like, there's too much there's too much of a desire to own the thing, and it means that people just ignore the fact that if you stop buying the goddamn stuff, then scalping won't be profitable anymore. But at the moment, people still keep buying it. So, limited edition Crusade, like collector's edition Crusade book. The font's a bit nicer, and it's got a different finish on the book. It's a bit lighter, so just different material. That's, yeah, kind of lazy. That doesn't look like collector's edition to me. That just looks like I don't know. Mind you, to be fair, that's the same with some of the codexes as well, where it's just like, okay, here's the collector's edition codex. It doesn't have text on it, and the finish is slightly nicer. So, well, okay. Be nice if it was differentiated a little bit more. Yeah, also, no bookhouse. No bookhouse for the Crusade book. What's the point? Why even bother? Oh yeah, the index cards. How much are going to be? How much are the index cards going to be? Imagine if they're like massively expensive. Yeah, 30 quid for your index cards. Although, is 30 quid massively expensive? Is it massively expensive, 30 quid? I've never bought any of these packs. I've never bought them. I've just never bought them, ever. Because I'm just going to say it, right? I've never bought them. You want to know why I've never bought them? What's the point in buying the thing that is going to be out of date about a week after you bought it? That's why I've never bought the cards. Because quick reference cards only work if they have the correct references on them. Gang. And frankly, half the time, they don't. So why bother? It's just like... why would I spend the money on that? Even 15 quid? 15 quid? Yeah, usually 15 quid. 10 to 15. Yeah, no, I'm still not paying that. I'm still not paying it because the information's going to be wrong. It's going to be wrong. What's the point? Why bother? Save your money. Save your money. Go somewhere online that's free that contains the rules because they'll be more up to date and more correct than the official versions. I'm just throwing it out there. I wonder why Games Workshop don't send me anything. It's weird, isn't it? Weird. Really weird. So, Black Library. We've also got The Martyr's Tomb. No, I haven't read any of the Dawn of Fire ones at all, so I don't know if those are good. But one of these is just straight up a fantasy character. What's going on? Who's the... Alright. Who's the redhead? With just the straight up fantasy armour. And what looks like a runed axe. Who is that? Again, yeah, you're right. Again, no bookhouse. No bookhouse. What's the point? If you're not going to give the book a house, then don't bother selling it to me. I'm not interested. Yeah, if any of you have read the Dawn of Fire series, is the woman who is clearly just out of Age of Sigmar, is she a returning character? And what's her deal? And why is she... Night Pilot, maybe? Maybe? Space Wolf character? Oh yeah, someone from Fenris would make sense. Yeah, that's fair. That'd make sense. Even by 40k standards, though, that is some straight-up fantasy armour. That is some straight-up... just normal fantasy. I mean, given that 40k is basically fantasy in space, and it is. Don't get me wrong, I still love it. It's like science fantasy in space, but it's still fantasy in space. She's from the AOS planet. Lehman Russ's mum. Oh. A psyker from Fenris. Okay, cool. Oh, mind you, an additional short story, The Wolf's Hour. Yeah, I should have just read the text because that would have that would have given me a hint, wouldn't it? Limited to 2,000 copies. Oh dear, yeah. Again though, no bookhouse, so there's no point. So we also have Void King. Oh, it's the same woman. All right, there we go. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Look. She's got slightly different hair, but the armor's the same. Okay, cool. It's not just me though, right? That is the same. It is the same one. It is the same woman. Same axe. Another axe there. Chestplate, fur. There's fur around the thing. I guess we just can't see the bald bit, like the shaved bit of her hair on that one, because it's a different angle. Yeah, all right. I mean, to be fair to her, she looks great. There's no dislike of the overall aesthetic. No. She helps the Primaris pass the trial of Morkai. Oh, interesting, cool. Okay. We've got the King of the Spoil. Oh man, I just can't keep up, right? I can't keep up with all the Black Library stuff. I don't have there isn't enough time in the day for me to read to be able to be anywhere close to up to date on the overall story of 40k. Like, all of it, just got no chance. There's just no way. So, okay, we've got the Blood Angels. We've got the Blood Angels book in German. We've got the Lion book in French. I mean, them expanding out that and actually properly translating everything is good. They should do that. And Warhammer Plus. I haven't been on Warhammer. I've not. This is going to sound bad. I haven't been on Warhammer Plus since Louise Sugden left. She was the only... I only watched her videos. Now she has her own channel, so I just watch them there instead. I'm here to lead, not read. No one should ever be led by me. Hello, Canoness Eleanor. Okay, so we've got Terminator armor, Lore Masters. Hey, hang on a second. You know what? Let's just hang on a sec. You want a video on Terminator armor? I'll find you a video on Terminator armor right now. I will find you a video on Terminator armor this moment. You don't need to go to Lore Masters for that, alright? You don't need to go to Lore Masters for that. You want to learn about Terminator armor? Then frankly, I've got the solution for you. You want to learn about Terminators? Okay. There you go. That's where you go to learn about Terminators. You go to Adeptus Ridiculous. You go to the video that was about 4 months ago. Right? And then you watch that one. The one that I was in. That's what you do. I mean, also, yeah, I think both Luton and Baltimore have both talked about Terminator armor, but I wasn't in their videos, so I'm just shamelessly promoting something that I worked on. I mean, what else am I supposed to do? Also, 178k views is not bad. My channel doesn't get anywhere close to that. Okay, so yeah, we've got a battle report and something that you can go and watch elsewhere. Okay. Again, I wonder why they don't talk to me. Now, the other thing we were going to talk about, right? The other thing we were going to talk about. I love recording Adeptus Ridiculous. We're not always correct, right? We're not always correct. I'm not going to pretend that we are. And I'm saying we as in like for when I'm on it. Obviously, I'm not just going after Adeptus Ridiculous. No, may not be always 100% accurate on absolutely everything, but it's a lot of fun. It's a huge amount of fun to record. Bricky, DK, and Shy are all great. It's just fun from start to finish. I never come away from a Adeptus Ridiculous recording thinking, oh, that didn't go well. I always come away from thinking that was a blast. I would happily do that again. Oh, and so Louise Sugden's channel is Rogue Hobbies. There's a short at the top of it, but it's really, really good. She's brilliant. She's fantastic. She's a great painter. She's a great presenter. Yeah, really, really good channel. I'm weirdly super glad that she decided to branch out on her own, because it feels like just the creative freedom side of things. I don't know. Whenever I watch her videos, she seems like someone who's having a blast doing what she's doing, and that's one of the most important things when you're watching someone, isn't it? Like when you're watching a person present any sort of content, if they look like they're enjoying it, it just makes it better. It just makes it better. And she always seems like she's having fun. So, the other thing, right, that we were going to talk about, the new app is going to be behind the Warhammer Plus subscription. Yeah. Well, the old app kind of was, like the Army Builder part of thing. Like that's also behind Warhammer Plus. Which is the main reason that I got Warhammer Plus, to be honest. I mean, it's still not good, and the app's not great. But that's why I had it. Also, it's taken me this long, right? It's taken me this long to realise. At no point did I do anything with my hair when I woke up. I was going to try and fix it so that it was a bit less, like, scruffy and mad. But I just didn't do it. I mean, the back there, it's all over the shop. What is going on there? It's just mental. Yeah, happy doing her own thing, following her own heart. Yeah, she was already. This is the thing, right? She was already a great presenter. And she's a fantastic painter, and she's brilliant at actually breaking down how she paints stuff. And I feel like when you have that kind of like creativity and that kind of innate skill at doing something, it's so much harder to do that constrained by what other people want you to do. It's a lot. Personally, that's a kind of like a job that I would not be able to do, because it would be a case of, okay, so I can only make stuff on these pre-approved lines, and I can only do it for these things that we are doing promotional material for. Like, it would just wreck me. I just wouldn't be able to do it. And I think the fact that, I think that's just like, that's something that gets me with like presenters leaving Games Workshop. It should be the dream. It should be the dream, right? It should be the thing that you stick around forever. It should be something whereby you are getting to work at the company that you like, making videos that you enjoy on subjects that you have a deep-seated love for. And that should be like, it should be perfect. It should be something where you don't see people leave because they are given the room to grow and improve and to change. And there is no reason for what Louise does on her own channel for that not to be something that Games Workshop could be producing on their own channels. Like, you've got to let people who are creative in nature breathe when it comes to creating stuff, or they will go somewhere else. They'll just leave. And funnily enough, they've had a few people leave now, and every time I'm like, you have like a captive, when I say a captive audience, you have like a pool of talented, skilled people whose dream it is to work for you. You should at the very least be able to maintain that love that they have. You should at the very least be able to maintain it, not actively drive people away. Like, I don't obviously know the details behind why like Louise left, or why Duncan left, or why Peachy left, and it's not my place to know either. But I always have this kind of gut feeling of like, these people are passionate about the company and the product. How do you mess that up? How does breaking out into your own space and taking the leap into being self-employed, which can be nebulous and terrifying, how is that more attractive than just working for the company that you have a love for? Like, it shouldn't be that way round. You know, it feels like it shouldn't be that way round. Oh, well, that's the other thing. So your dreams should never be controlled by major corporations. Well, it's interesting you mentioned that, Nix. So I wonder if Duncan's two thin coats meme would have taken off in an era of only hands. That felt like a reaction to all of the people leaving. That felt like a reaction to Duncan leaving, to Peachy leaving. It felt like a drive to remove personality from Games Workshop. But I guess that it's not true to say that no one wants to watch a personality less channel. Like, no, there will be people who don't mind if there's no face to the video, or that they don't know the person presenting the information. That's not true. There will be people who don't mind that at all. But I would argue that the biggest sort of channels in this space, and even smaller channels that still have a big impact in terms of the person running it, they are known because they have put bits of their personality into their videos. Like, you're not telling me that, like, Squidmar, for instance, if Emil had no physical presence in his videos and all you saw was his hands, I don't think that channel would be as big as it is. I just don't think it would be. Same thing with Miniac, or with Midwinter Minis, or like there's just any number of examples, and it's just like the content isn't that different from what Games Workshop felt like they were aiming for a little bit, but then it was like, well, we need to take the personality out, but the personality is part of the driving force of it, you know? Okay, I've fallen behind on chat again. Hang on a second. So, kind of interesting that Leviathan is still available in Australia. Well, yeah, doesn't it cost like both kidneys and a child over there at the moment? That's like Australia and New Zealand have it so rough price-wise because the upper levels of Games Workshop aren't passionate about the product, same as Wizards of the Coast. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it feels like that, doesn't it? Corporate marketing and constraints on budgets have driven the talent away. Peachy stated why he didn't want to become a manager or work on stuff he didn't enjoy. That's where it was towards the end of his time there. Interesting. Okay, I hadn't seen that one yet. So is that in one of the more recent, on a podcast recently, not on the painting phase? Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's the other thing as well. If you've got someone who's good at what they do and they don't want to do other stuff, let them do the thing they're good at. I'd have thought that's a great way to do it. You've got people who want to, who really want to do the thing that they are good at and that you hired them for, and they're in a comfortable position. Let them do the thing. Don't force them to do other stuff. Leo, it's a normal bottle. It's a normal standard size bottle. I'm trying to be good at hydrating, alright? I'm trying to drink one of these a day, and that way, hopefully, I won't just, endlessly down cans of Coke. People leave managers, not companies, and I hear GW's mill managers are interesting. I have to admit, every now and again, there's just a little bit of whisperings, isn't there? Peachy did a video not long ago on Painting Face talking about the negative attention that women presenters get online. Tell me about it, Nick. It's unreal. It's absolutely unreal. And the thing that really gets me, the thing that really gets on my nerves, is that there is a constant, identifiable and observable influx of just trash comments and behaviour towards women painters, women streamers, women presenters. And there are still people that sit there and go, yeah, no, that doesn't happen. I've never seen it. And it's like, well, you're just not looking then, are you? You're either not looking willfully, or you have managed to create for yourself a space online that just has none of the people that are struggling with this, Because it's like you can go to pretty much any woman presenter, streamer, painter's social media, and within about maybe 2 minutes of scrolling, you'll find an example of someone just being an absolute piece of garbage at them. You just will. And it's constant. Happens all the time. But the reaction from so many people is, no, I don't think so. Well, okay, you're wrong. You can think so, but you're still wrong. Just insane. It's just ridiculous. Ninjon, right? Okay. Ninjon, I don't know how Ninjon does what he does. I have seen multiple videos now where Ninjon is just fully like, Games Workshop sent me this, but they look crap, so I've changed them. Or like, Games Workshop won't let me do painting tutorials for them because all their painting tutorials are the same. And like, it's just so, it's fully like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, okay, cool, they sent me this thing. I don't like half of it. But they're still doing it. They're still like, yeah, give him all the stuff. It's just, I don't know how he gets away with it, to be honest. I mean, obviously, I don't have a problem with it. He can do what he likes. And it makes for good, funny content. And he's another one. He's a fantastic painter. He's great. But yeah, was it the Was it the Chaos? Was it the Warhounds, the Armigers? Where he was like, they sent me this box and I didn't like them, so I went and got stuff from Creature Caster. It's just like, what? How? Love it. Absolutely love it. Anyway, this is basically how we're looking at things as a small channel. People don't come to us as much for the content, they come with personalities. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, Ready Aim Roll. It's like, when me and Liam would... The video that I put out last Wednesday? It was Wednesday, right? Yeah, it was Wednesday. Was a podcast that I did with Liam Dempsey. And we had a whole conversation about, like, if you want to start making content, which both of us would love it if more people did, then the main thing is make sure people can hear you and be yourself. And that's it. That's it. Like, most people are not on, like, looking for hobby content that has no one behind it. So you need to put yourself out there a little bit to do things with it. The most important thing, I think, is that no matter what sort of size your channel gets, if you have like explosive growth or slow growth, or you kind of maintain at a certain point or whatever, when you start, if ever you start to feel like people should be listening to you because you are somehow better than other options, that's when there needs to be a step back at this point, in my personal opinion. I've never had that. I remain constantly amazed every single time I upload anything that anyone watches it, because why would you? Like, I just permanently am on the... I'm permanently still in the disbelief stage of, like, wow, people actually listen to me, and that's... they really probably shouldn't do that. Like, that's not... that's not sensible. Like, why me? Why are you even watching? Like, not on like a mean level, just on a... I don't know. It's just... This is probably just getting into some sort of deep-seated self-esteem issues, isn't it? But I'll shut up. But, you know, like, I feel like it's good to have that kind of... It's good to have a level of acknowledgement that you're still just an idiot with a microphone at the end of the day. And I've rambled and fell behind again. Yeah, they're only messing around. Yeah, it's like, yeah, they might be only messing around, but they're not really, are they? If your idea of messing around is being horrendously abusive to strangers, then that speaks to a deeper seated issue of your own, doesn't it, really? The only way I would ever stream would be with voice changing software and a male VTuber avatar. I mean, if you can make it work. Should I get voice changing software and just be someone else? Maybe that's worth a try. People so solid... Oh, wow, Irene. Oh, no. That's a word that I can't read. Solipsistic, that anything that didn't happen right in front of their face makes me even slightly uncomfortable. It's obviously lies and conspiracy to destroy the hobby. Yeah, that actually... yeah, that sounds about right. The thing I always liken it to, whenever I see someone go, well, I didn't see it, so it can't have happened. Personally, right, I've never broken this arm. Not once. I've never ever broken this arm. Therefore, broken arms don't exist. Now, that's a stupid thing to say. That's the kind of thing an idiot would say, right? Same thing in it. It's the same thing. Just because you didn't see it or experience it doesn't mean it didn't exist in the first place, right? There's plenty of things I've never experienced that are demonstrably true. I've never drowned falling off a waterfall. But you know what? People have done that. People have done it. It's a real thing that's happened. I've never been in a plane crash. Pretty sure plane crashes are a thing. It's just... it's just like... Oh. Anyway. How long do you think GW have been sat on the Death Leaper? Hiding behind how many followers they have? Was it? Yeah, it was... Honestly, I don't think... I think the Death Leaper was going to be revealed around this time anyway. I think they were just going to show it off whenever. But what they probably have is, in the background, they were like, okay, we have all these models that we can show off. We have all these new releases that we can do a bit of promo for, and then at some point, if we happen to hit 50,000 or whatever it was on Instagram, we will use that as the excuse to show off whichever model we currently have in the rotation to be shown off. If it hadn't been like, if they hadn't hit 50,000 on that Monday for the Death Leaper, the Death Leaper probably would have been revealed anyway, and then when they got 50,000 the next week or the next few days, then they would reveal whatever model after the Death Leaper was in the rotation. I'm pretty sure I'm 99% on that being the case. I may be totally wrong, right? I might be completely wrong, but I feel like that's probably how that works. Kirioth VTuber, that's an image. I mean, I'd try it for the crack for like one video, but it would totally not be worth getting all of that set up for one video. Totally not be worth it. Everyone gets imposter syndrome from time to time. Most people hide it. Yeah, that's fair. I tend to wear my heart on my sleeve sometimes. For the longest time, I thought I was the only person who ever got embarrassment pangs that made me wince. It took me sitting down with a psychiatrist to realise everyone deals with it. Yeah, it's a lot more common than I think a lot of people know. You're tempting fate. Look, Ajax, if the next thing you see of me is that I somehow was involved in a plane crash where it crashed next to a waterfall, that I then fell down and I broke my arm on the way down and then drowned, then frankly, I think it was all worth it. I think it was all worth it, because then people can go back to this stream, see that little bit and just be like, wow, how weird and unlikely is this? And yet here we are. It happened. Insane. What are the chances? Very, very low. Imagine though, what a way to go. What a way to go that would be. I mean, I don't want to go out that way. That sounds like a horrific way to go out. But oh yeah, and dogs looking up. Dogs can't look up. Where did that came from? Where did that came from? Where did that come from? Where has that came from? Dogs can clearly look up. Why is that a thing that has become like accepted? As I've literally heard people say that unironically. What do you mean dogs can't look up? No dog, right? No dog is as tall. Well, maybe some dogs are as tall as some humans, but when we're talking most dogs, they are not human height. So when you give them a command and they look at you, clearly they can look up, right? Clearly they can look up. So what? Get software to do your orc voice for a stream. You know what? That's totally worth doing. Oh, the chatbot just decided not to read that out. Well, why? Come on now. Come on. Oh no, I think that was my fault. I think that was my fault. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry. I think that was my fault. I think for some reason the desktop audio was muted. That's all me. That's on me. That's my fault. I apologise. I apologise for that. Oh no, I've ruined it. I've absolutely ruined it. Dogs don't have muscles in their neck, obviously. Have you seen a greyhound sprint? It's so tragic because the head just flops all over the place. A Barry model VTuber stream. Matt, now that's an idea. That's an idea that I could go with. That is an idea that I could happily try. That'd be great. do like this. Don't. All right. Fake news. Dogs can't look up. They can't. We're going to stop talking about dogs being able to look up now. They can clearly look up. Okay. We had an actual topic to talk about, and we've just been talking about whether dogs can look up, which I can't even remember how we got to that subject. But it's got nothing to do with anything. So, oh god, right. But there's new pre-orders. There's new pre-orders, right? They don't publicise these, they just show up occasionally. The reason they don't publicise them is because they're garbage and don't offer anything at all. It's just a random bundle for no reason that doesn't actually improve the value of what you're buying. They just put 2 kits or more together because, sure, and then some poor sod buys them. Now, in the specific instance that we're going to talk about today, the poor sod that bought them is a friend of mine, who is not happy, right? Not happy at all. See, they saw this, the Armoured Fist squad, and they were like, well, I'm starting Imperial Guard for 10th. This is great. I will buy 3 of these. I'll get them because they have the Chimera and they have the Cadian Shock Troops. Great. Awesome. Brilliant. All in a bundle? Some money off? No. There's still no money off. It's still a totally pointless product. This is the cost of a Chimera, which is £35, and the Cadian Shock Troops, which are £30, which means that if you buy these together, you get literally no actual improvement of anything at all. And it baffles me that these are still a thing, and it bugs me because I have spoken to multiple people now who have bought these thinking that there's some sort of discount to be had, and there just isn't. There just isn't a discount to be had from these, right? They are bundles of convenience that don't actually do anything. They're not there for any reason other than for people to go, oh, interesting, there's a new bundle. Don't ever buy these, right? Just find a third-party site or go to eBay if you want to get things cheaper. Like, not even yeah, exactly, Ajax. Why wouldn't they just knock a £5 off? They'd sell so many. Not even a £5 off. It's just the same kits, but like the big Breaker Boys one feels especially egregious. £112.50. It's just those 2 kits, mushed together. Just mushed together into one box. Not even one box. I think you get both boxes, but they're delivered in one brown cardboard box. Like, it is just, I cannot stress this enough. Just don't bother with them. There's no point. There's actually no point. And it really feels like, is predatory the right word? I don't know that it is necessarily as strong as being predatory, but given that I've, literally talked to people who have bought these thinking that they are something they're not, it just feels off. It just doesn't feel good, Like, if you look at the combat patrols, what you get in the combat patrols is a mix of different models for a discount. It's a way into the hobby. It's like 95 quid instead of however. I mean, Grey Knights, off the top of my head, I can't remember exactly how much all these different kits are, right? But I'm pretty sure the Nemesis Dread Knight's got to be 40 to 45. The Terminators are also going to be 35 probably. Then we've got the other guys whose names I've completely forgotten, probably another 35, and then a Librarian in Dreadnought armor is probably going to be another 20. Like, it's that offers a discount. All of the combat patrols offer a discount to a varying degree. They all offer something that is tangible and that is worthwhile. They all give you something that would otherwise cost more than just buying this box. And there's nothing really distinguishing combat patrols and these non-bundles. There's nothing that actually separates them outside of what section of the website they're in. So if you have just started, buying stuff from Games Workshop, you can easily look at things like the Combat Patrols and go, okay, well, those offer a discount. And then you could look at these and go, well, the other bundles offer a discount. And you would have no reason to expect that these aren't just, you know, the two kits mashed together. Like, it's a nonsense bundle that doesn't offer anything to the consumer, but there's nothing to differentiate them from the bundles that actually do. And it really, really bugs me. It really gets on my nerves. Especially when you have, like, every Christmas we have, like, the battle forces and stuff. Where, again, they're like one-off things where you end up with a big chunk of plastic for significantly less than you pay otherwise. I mean, things like, there's a Caradron Overlord's Baraknar Skyfleet over there, right? That was a big saving compared to buying all those kits separately. There's nothing to separate these from all of those boxes, and I just hate it. I just absolutely hate it, because they serve no purpose other than grabbing people who maybe don't know what's going on. Like, that's all. It feels like that's the only reason they exist. And when you think about, like, okay, so the Armoured Fist Squad, you've got a Chimera, you've got Cadian Shock Troops. Let's go to Element quickly and just have a quick glance and just see what we're looking at for both of those kits together, right? So, oh, there's more Chimeras than... Okay, Imperial Guard Chimera. What the hell is that? What's that from? What is that from? Oh, that's got to be Warmer Hordes, right? Or War Machine. Yeah, I knew it. Okay. So what's that? That looks cool. Northern Alliance Lord on Chimera. We're not... This isn't what we're doing. Is that WizKids? What is that? Okay, so Imperial Guard Chimera, £29.73. So basically 30 quid, £5 off, essentially. And then if we go for the Cadian Shock Troops... Yeah, go to your local hobby shop, use their discount. That's what you should be doing. Why? Alright, okay. Why is the chat no longer... Why is the chatbot no longer reading out? Why is it doing it? What's happened? What have I done? I've broken something. I've broken something and I don't know what I've broken, and I'm going to have to go away and test it and find out why. For some reason, she's not reading messages out. I apologise again, Mike. Thank you very much for the £2. I'm sorry that it's not reading them out. I don't know why. Because I tested it before I went live and it worked, and now it doesn't. I hate technology. Okay, so the Cadian Schlock troops are down to £25.50. So effectively, what you're looking at is, if you buy these from Element, then you're looking at £10 cheaper than buying from Games Workshop. Like, why? Why bother? Why? I know why. This is the thing. I keep saying why. I know why. It's so that people grab them. It's so that people grab them because they've seen other bundles on the site, and the other bundles offer a discount, and then you see this one, then you grab it, and then you've spent as much as you would normally. But I cannot reinforce this enough. I cannot stress it enough. These are not worth it in any way, shape, or form. Just don't bother. Just don't look at them. Don't register their existence. If you see someone, like if you know someone who's like, oh, there's this bundle, go, no, let me look at it. And if it's not a Combat Patrol and it's not one of the big boxes, you tell them not to bother. You tell them to go to a local gaming store and get it from there because it'll be cheaper. Actually, you know what? The Breaker Boys, how horrendous is this? Like, how much would you save if you got this third party? I'm really curious now. So, £112.50. The Battle Wagon is old AF. Okay. So, we want Battle Wagon. How much is a Rogel Dawn on Element? Okay, 50. All right, 51 quid. Okay, I don't need a Rogel Dawn. I've got enough tanks for my armor company, but you know, I'm gonna add a Rogel Dawn at some point. So if we do Battle Wagon, how much is the Battle Wagon on here? I bet it's way cheaper. Okay, so again, it's about £10 off, so it should be 70 quid. Oh, look at the old listing though. Oh no. Oh, Oh, gang. I'm having heart palpitations. Oh, it's reminding me of how it used to be actually relatively cheap. Oh, no. Oh, no, look at it. Oh, 45 quid. It used to be 45 quid. And now it's 70. Now it's 70. It's... Oh. Oh. Gone up by 25. Just the Games Workshop price used to be less than the discounted price that Element have got for it now. Oh man. Oh, it's so crushing. That's so crushing. 45 quid that used to be. Oh. Yeah, look. 45. Oh. Oh. I wonder if... Hang on. I wonder if the old price of the Land Raiders on here. This is turning into just a massive tangent again. Oh, there's no discount on the Land Raiders. Why is there no discount on the Land Raiders? What's going on here? Why is there no... Alright, hang on. Hang on a second. Have the Land Raiders gone GW only now? So they've got to order them directly? Yeah, they have. You... Oh, absolute dirt. Filth. That is filth. Look at it. Look at that. You can only get it directly from Games Workshop, the standard Land Raider. Which also means your Chaos one is also direct only. But of course the Land Raider Redeemer and the Crusader, both of which are now £67.50. Alright, I hate this. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Gang, on this same page, the Land Raider Proteus, which is a brand new model, it's like less than a year old. It's like less than a year old. Is £55, right? It's 55 quid. The Land Raider Redeemer and the Land Raider Crusader, £67.50. Why is the thing that is like a decade old, probably more, £12.50 more than the thing they've only just put out? Where is the logic there? How does that work? The old ones have paid for their molds by now. They don't need to, but like, oh, I hate it. I hate it. It's so dumb, so stupid. Why though? All right, what were we originally looking at? Okay. I just... Oh, okay. What were we looking at? That was it. I wanted to see if the old price of the Land Raider was on here. Deathwatch Land Raider was £48. Okay. Grey Knight's Land Raider was also 45. So yeah, the same as the Battle Wagon. Is there an older listing? No, there isn't. Okay, so that's the oldest listing that we have. Oh, my baby. The Strike Force Ultra. Oh yeah. That was my thing. That was my thing. Right, okay. That's again irrelevant. So wait, does that mean yeah, so if you want a Land Raider, just buy the Land Raider Proteus from your local gaming store, because it's going to be about a tenner off. And you know, if you try and buy anything other than that, it's going to cost 55 quid unless you buy a new one. Unless you buy an old Land Raider that hasn't got the weapons of the Proteus but has got the flamers or the bolters, in which case that's going to cost you even more, because that's how that works apparently. Wow, I've somehow come out of this more irritated than I was going into it, which is kind of an achievement, honestly. It's kind of an achievement. I thought I was already a bit not happy about that, but you know, it turns out if you really look for it, weird noise. If you really look for it, gang, you can make it worse if you really want to. I don't know why you'd want to, but you can do it. To blame inflation or something. Well, yeah. I just wish the Land Raiders weren't horrendously expensive. See, that's an offer, right? That's an offer right there, Timothy. When the Land Raider came out, Games Workshop had a special offer, buy 2 for £35 each, and you got a third one free. Can you imagine how much money they would make doing that? Now, of course they won't, because they don't need to. Like, they can just sell anyway, but still. Blame the Tories. I mean, to be fair, you can blame the Tories for a lot. You can blame them for a lot. We won't go into that, though. This is not a politics channel. This isn't a politics channel, so we're not going to go into it. But I have my feelings. Sometimes feel a little bit French thinking about the Tories, to be honest. Just before COVID, my friend in the local gaming store did 2 for £50. Oh God, that's solid. Okay, actually, this is interesting, Rybo. So I just wish everything Games Workshop did wasn't horrendously expensive. This is the thing, not everything they do is actually that horrific, right? A lot of it is, but they do also have actually genuinely reasonable products in here as well. And that's the crazy thing, right? That's the thing that I think it's easy to miss, especially after you've like looked at other stuff. Oh wow! So this is a really okay. Hang on. Let's just have a quick cry before we go into this. Wow. All right. So, sorry, is it Kanja or Kanya? I don't want to mess it up too much because it's me and I can't pronounce English well, let alone anything else. Okay. So, I mean, this is an old White Dwarf. This is an old White Dwarf, right? But 1,000-point Space Orc army, £110. 2,000-point Eldar army, £100. 2,000-point Space Marine army, £90. Oh, good lord. Good lord. Ooh. That's even right. Okay, but look at this, right? Even then, I say, Kanga. Okay, thank you. So Kanga has sent this, and you know what I find hilarious about this? The poor orcs. The orcs just getting absolutely sold on this one. Just got sold down the river. Look at this. 2,000-point Space Marine army, £90. 2,000-point Eldar army, £100. 1,000-point Space Orc army, £110. Oh, get harsh. Harsh. So harsh on the orcs. The orcs just got absolutely wrecked there. Why? Oh god, they have the parts. Look at that, they've got the parts listings for the Great Demon of Nurgle. They've got the parts listings for it. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah, same with Minotaur command group, Minotaur with wings, Minotaur with mace. But again, look at all the... I don't know why seeing the parts listing is making me so happy, but it genuinely is. Like, it genuinely is. That's quality. Love it. Love it. Harlequin command group. A pound each. Oh, it was so much. A pound each. God, imagine scoring an Eldar like the new Solitaire for £1 now. You wouldn't be able to believe it. You would assume that someone's taking the piss if they offered to sell it for £1. You're like, okay, what's the scam? Are you going to follow me home once I take it? Is it got a tracking device in it, and you're going to steal all of my stuff? Like, what other possible explanation could there be for a model for £1? 50p for weapons options. Yeah. Oh, man. It's pretty funny to see Rough Riders in here, given we've just had Rough Riders come back. Definitely not going to be... Definitely not going to be a tenner this time, is it? Definitely not going to be a tenner this time for 4 of them. Is that kit even out yet? I can't remember. I don't think it's been released, has it? Okay. Oh, here we go. Oh, Games Workshop mail order. Jesus. Convenient. Fast. Arguably, sometimes. But still. We also have a special troll who ensures that all first-class telephone orders received before 1 PM are dispatched the same day. Wow. It's properly just a look into the past, isn't it? Properly just a look into the past. We can also supply any individual game component or miniature. I mean, that is a service that has not been available for a long time. A long time. It was great, though. Being able to just order individual bits. I wish that was still a thing. Traitor Terminators as opposed to Chaos Terminators. That's an interesting distinction. I like that. The Rough Riders are already out. Okay. I was going to get some of them at some point. I really like those. I want to get the dude. I want to get the. I realised the other day that what I really want to do is get the get the new Lord Solar, with the idiot riding him, and turn him into something horrific. But I'm not sure what. I really misread Dwarf Sappers as Dwarf Slappers for a second there, and I was unsure as to what Dwarf Slappers would constitute. But I was all there. I was all for it. I was all for it. Oh, the original Noise Marine back there as well. See, look at that. That is... We were just talking about the Land Raider. That is insane. Orc Battle Wagon / Land Raider conversion. Snotling attack cart, £6. Land Raider boxed set, $7.99. $7.99. Like, wow. $7.99. Just imagine it. Just imagine it. Although, admittedly, I think at this point, this is not the current. This is not the current. The current Land Raider kit. This is the original, but. Blood Pact Traitor Commissar to ally your Iron Warriors. Are those Eldar models on that sheet the same models we get today? I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, it'd be pretty funny if we got like a... So Warlock with Witchblade, Farseer... No, those will be different. Those are all different now. If there's any of the... If there's a couple of the old... A couple of the... Aspect... Not Aspect Warriors. The leaders... The leader of them. I forget what they're called now. Phoenix Lords. That's it. Then probably yes. Depending on which one it is. Probably yeah. Plastic sprue of Imperial Guard. Oh my god. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. I'm sorry. Samurai on Temple Dog? That's a thing? I don't ever remember seeing a Samurai on Temple Dog miniature. Exarch, thank you. Thank you, David. I really was not with it there, was I? We're still on the Striking Scorpions. Yeah, Striking Scorpions, I think it's still the same, aren't they? I think Striking Scorpions are the... Is it... Have we had new... Is it the Swooping Hawks? Another one that we are still on the ancient ones? Okay, I need to know what the samurai on temple dog looked like. Samurai on temple dog Warhammer. Yeah, Dark Reapers I think already got new models, didn't they? 3rd edition of Warhammer Fantasy Battles. Okay, cool. Oh lord. Oh, that's a okay. It's gonna be interesting. So here we go. This is from a blog, which is the work of Shaitan, and this is the Samurai Temple, the Samurai on Temple dog. I nearly just said the whole thing as one thing. That is a bold headdress. I'm liking that. That's actually, I actually quite like this. Okay, no, that looks better. For a minute, I thought it looked super squat, like super squat. But no, it's actually longer than it originally looks. Also not a headdress. Also not a headdress. From that angle, the dog looks super short. It looks like the feathers are coming out of the hat, and that really confused me. But now, from the from the side, the dog is actually pretty long, and the feathers are part of a banner, which are not attached to the hat. Okay. And there's a few more there as well. It's definitely a little bit derpy, but there's a bit of charm there, you know? There's a bit of charm. So that's what that looks like. Interesting. So how much did that guy cost? How much was he? $3.99. You know what? I'm gonna say it. I reckon for $3.99, that's pretty good. That's pretty good for $3.99. I just want to be able to have, you know, pay $3.99 for a model now. Oh man, that's actually, you know what, yeah. Back when a 2,000 point army consisted of maybe 30 models. Oh, you know what? You know what we need to do, gang? Something we might do quickly now. Let's just go on another mad tangent. Why not? We need to go to eBay. And what we need to do is we need Leviathan, 275 quid. Hilarious. What is an older model that I should get to strip down and repaint? If you had the opportunity to do this, right? If you had the opportunity, because I'm finally getting round to doing something that I've had planned with Under the Breach Hobbies, where I'm going to find myself a model, then going to strip it and repaint it using their paint blitzer. Like, is there like a single big model you'd go for? Is there something like medium sized? Is there something that is, you know? Ogre Trader Space Marine. Leviathan should be 150 quid, but that listing's 275. Yeah, can you see that? Leviathan, frequently searched by you. On the day, I just kept going to eBay and laughing at how many people were trying to sell it for 600 quid. Absolutely hilarious. Original. See, I've already got an original Chaos Dreadnought, and I've already got an original Metal Demon Prince. XV25. XV25. Oh, the stealth battlesuit. Oh, these guys. Are these old now? Oh, don't tell me these are old, gang, because I'm going to get sad if they are. OG. Oh, a Nagash is a good call. A wizard with a machine gun. Screamer Killer. Oh, you know what? Trying to find a Screamer Killer is going to be an absolute nightmare now. Yep. It's all just going to be Leviathan. Oh no, there we go. 30 quid plus 3.49 postage. One bid. Alright. 40. Oh, Lord. Okay. So many ways to get the... Don't put it up for a bid, for God's sake. If you're going to part out the box, just sell it for a sensible price. Alright, just... The old ones, the XV15s. What do those look? Oh, no, yeah, I think I was thinking of the XV15s. Yeah, those guys. They look nothing like the newer ones. Oh, the Red Terror? Okay. Red. Okay. What? You can just buy that as a... What? You can just buy a fish on eBay? I mean, I'm not going to strip the paint off a fish, but, like, is that an actual just a fish? I've got news for you, Ajax. I'm very sorry, but just because you remember them being added doesn't mean they're not old. I remember them being added, and I remember Necrons being added as its own plastic army for the first time. You're just old. We're just old. I'm sorry. There's no getting around it. Old school Warhound Titan. I mean, I don't know that. I don't know that that's going to be within the budget for this particular project. I mean, I'd love it. I'd love to have a Warhound. One day having a Warhound be... I mean, if someone wants to gift, 50 members or something, maybe I can start saving up towards a Warhound Titan. But, it's going to take a bit of work to get there. 1,112... Or best offer. Well, I'll tell you what, the best offer is not going to be anywhere close to that. Does he mean Warlord? No, that's still just Warhound. What? Why is this so much more expensive? How old is it? How old is this one? 19... Is there a date on it? Why is this so horrifically expensive? A brand new, unused... Yeah, a Mars pattern Warhound Titan. It's not even the... It's not even the... production one, is it? If it's Mars pattern. Yeah, no, it's not even the Lucius pattern. So what? It's not even painted. It's not even painted, no. This is just in box. Unused, unopened, undamaged. That is mad. That is mad. Why on earth would that be that much? There's no way that... I mean, it is... yeah, I mean, I guess it is. But then when you look at the... It's showing me the price in pounds. £1,123. That's why I clicked it in the first place, because that's insane. It's like auto-corrected the currency. It's not like $1,440 doesn't equate to 400 quid. It equates to 1,120 quid, which is still absurd for a Warhound. Like, it just absolutely makes no sense. I'd be willing to bet a bit of searching will find us more US-based Warhounds that do not cost that much. Like a fully painted one's 800. Oh, good lord. 936. Mad. Oh, there we go. There's another... You know what? Although, hilariously, this is also fully painted. It's also fully painted in the US. $1,500. So how much is the Warhound, like, just so much more expensive in America? Is it, like, horrifically more expensive? Anyway, we're not buying a Warhound for this. I don't know why I'm still looking for Warhounds. That's not what we're doing. It's just not going to happen, is it? What else did we suggest? So $650 on Forge World. So no matter how you slice it, trying to sell a second-hand Warhound, new in box on eBay for $1,400 is mental. There's no other way of looking at it. That is just insane. It's just outright mad. Oh, there's an original Nagash right there, straight off the bat. Necron Construct. Oh, the Seraptech, is that it? Doom Rider. Doom Rider's a good call. Doom Rider is quite a good call, actually. Legions of Nagash full set for Warcry. Don't think that cost 40 quid new, but okay. No, 59 quid. Aren't these just still available? What is that? I don't recognise that. Mind you, I was never a big fancy, but... Oh, okay, no, it's that model. No, I do know what that is. Buy 2 Warhounds. Hello, Lifeguard Leroy, how you doing? I don't... look, I'll be honest. I suspect an armor cast Titan is not going to be within the budget. I'm just going to throw that out there right now. Oh, what? Oh my god, a classic Skeleton Warriors regiment? Hell yes. Oh, it's 150 quid. Oh my god. Oh, Nagash cloak. Ooh. I could use these. I could actually genuinely... Okay, no, I don't need those now. I don't need these now. I'm not buying those on stream now. Thank you very much for joining us, Brandon. Hope work goes okay. Alright, shall I search for an Armorcast Titan just for the hell of it? I mean, it's going to be... There's not going to be one on it, probably. If we do Armorcast... Oh, no, there is some. Oh, Jesus. Buy the $1,400 Warhound. Oh, that'd be pretty funny. But no, it's not going to happen. That is solid. An epic scale Emperor Titan. That's actually not a bad idea. That would be kind of cool. That would be really cool, actually, to be fair. Show your credit card live on stream. No, I'm not doing that. Why isn't it reading them out? Why is it not reading them out? That is genuinely doing my head in. That's incredibly frustrating. I don't understand why it's doing it. Why would it not? I mean, to be honest, Mike, actually, that's not a terrible idea. An epic scale Emperor Titan. I feel like those are going to be rare, though, right? I feel like those are going to be rare. Oh, yes. Oh, now if I could... That would be... Look at it. I feel like you could kill someone with that. God, the Armorcast stuff is... It's pricey. It comes at a premium. I mean, 300. Insane. I honestly, genuinely love the Tempest tank. Though, like, it's actually really cool. It's actually really cool. Hang on, what's this? Chaos Space Marines Mega Cannon. Wow. Wow. Hello, unsanctioned loyalist. Okay, this has just turned into looking at things that I'm not able to afford. which is... What is that? DIY Astrominotaur DIY tanks partially painted. What is this? What the hell is this made from? Alright, we're going to do some investigatory work here, gang. Okay, we want to work out what was this built from. I reckon the sides are looking kind of Chimera-esque to me. Like, the tracks don't look... It's definitely not an actual Baneblade track section, right? That's not a Baneblade track at all. Because it's definitely homemade. It's gotta be. Material, plastic. Oh no, we need to... Oh god. Alright. Can we translate that, please? All prices are gross prices. Okay, fine. But I want to know what it is. I want to know what it is, and you're not telling me. It is literally... I think it is literally just some random thing that people have put together. Looks like a 135 Tamiya kit. I don't... You know what? I don't know that it is. So, the little turret there... The little turret is... I believe... Is that just the Chimera turret on there? It feels like there's a Chimera turret on either side. Because I don't think it's the Baneblade turret. I can check right here. It's not a Baneblade turret, there aren't enough rivets. But it is the right shape for a Chimera turret. There's just like random parts slapped on it from God knows what. The tracks definitely look like they've come from something. And it does feel like maybe they are Chimera tracks that have just been extended. The Dozer blade isn't homemade either. That's definitely come from something. That middle section is a Chimera hull, but then it's just had random bits of plastic on either side. So tracks are Chimera, turrets are Chimera. Then we've got random bits that have been kind of slammed onto it that look like salt and pepper pot top shakers. I don't know. That's probably not what they are. I mean, it's cool. It's interesting. I don't know why I'm looking at it, but you know, looks like it used 4 chimeras. But that would be more expensive than just buying a Baneblade. I mean, it would, yeah, it would. But you know what? I've done silly things like that before. Oh, Vulcan Macarius. Oh, I want one of these so badly. Ooh. You know what? They've gone for it. They've made a stylistic choice there, and they've really gone for it. It's not a stylistic choice that I personally would have made, but you know what? You know what? They made a choice. They went for it. Yeah, there's actually... The Armorcast stuff ran out fairly fast, didn't it? Fairly fast there. Oh no, they're still... Oh, they're still so expensive. I'm not surprised though. I mean, Armorcast is like collector's edition, like collector's stuff. It's not for you. It's not for your casual pleb like myself, who just likes buying fun models. No, no. Armorcast is for the serious collectors. Actually, I wonder if there's like... What if there's like a Macarius or something that we could strip down? Something that's like a bit old and abused. That's unloved. See, buying something that's all like nicely painted and then stripping it just feels like a waste, to be honest. Especially since you're also paying for the paint job, right? If it's been painted really nicely, there's a premium on it, which just means that you are paying extra to then get rid of it. And I don't want to do that. Okay, Macariuses are just not an option. All really expensive and nicely painted. How about... Okay, Malcadors. Malcador Infernus. Although again, that's actually pretty nicely painted. That's alright. Oh, that wheel's damaged. Does it come like that in the kit? I don't know. I'm not sure whether it does or not. What the hell is this? Alright, we're just completely... We're out in the weeds now, but you know what? I saw this and I had to click it. Wow. Jesus. Alright, that's a lot of... That is a lot of printed Tau. Oh, what's his name? There's an STL maker that does like Tau like esque models that all look really good, and I feel like this is from them. This is a wild army. This is great. This is so good. Is it Piper Makes? Is that it? This is awesome. This is a great army. What? Oh, that is. Oh, that is perfection. Look at that. They've printed. Oh, what? That is solid. They've printed those in transparent resin, and I don't know whether they've. Oh, now have they? Have they changed the resin part way through? Or have they just washed parts of the blue with some purple? Because that's like that's like transparent resin they've done to do that. That is crazy good. I love that vehicle as well. God, this is insane. This is insane how good this is. That's awesome. Oh, all right. It's also quite expensive, but then again, it would be, because look at it. That is so good. Oh no! Now we're just into. Now there's just like a load of, just a load of bloody pro-painted armies all over the shop. Similar sponsored items. Yeah. Okay. Well, we don't need to look at these because it's nothing to do with what we are actually doing. A Chaos Dwarves army. 3,000 points of Chaos Dwarves. Look at that. That is absolutely first class. That is immense. That is immense. Look at that. Oh. Oh, I was so sad to see these go from Forge World. Just fully down a rabbit hole at this point. Down the rabbit hole we go. Yep, straight away. Look, I think we stayed on topic for this one for maybe like 15 minutes out of what? How long have we been going? 2 hours. Yeah, sure, whatever. This is great. Oh, it looks so good. It looks so good. Oh my god. Okay. Did someone say something about... Wait, there was like a Wraith army? Did I miss something there? Hang on. Wraith host. Oh yeah, an Ironton Wraith host. Ooh. Oh, that's a cheeky little... That's a cheeky little conversion out the front, isn't it? That's nice. I like the basing. Yeah, that's not a bad army, that. Oh, warp spiders are so old. They're so old. They're just so old. Anyway, we were searching for stuff to strip and paint again. What are we doing? Right. Oh. Okay. Wait, Cromlech do Tau stuff now? Cromlech do Tau stuff now? I mean, that's got to be worth a look. Oh, ow. Oh, wow. What the hell? Oh, also, what's this? Oh, Imperial Guard ready to... Just fully written Imperial Guard. Just fully out there. Imperial Guard ready to serve. Then again, Games Workshop, it's Astra Militarum now, so they're not allowed to complain about it. Alright, we're going to be taking a good hard look at some of this. Okay. Wait. The Imperium of Man's military force is the best of... Are they... Hang on, are they... I'm not... Alright, okay. Okay, look, let's close some tabs here. This is getting absurd. Okay. Can they do that? Like, real talk. Real talk here. Can they do that? It just straight up says the Imperium of Man's military force is the best that man can. Like, is that copywritten by Games Workshop, or is Imperium of Man too like generic and you can get away with it? Because I feel like there could be issues there. You know, there could be potentially issues, but maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. Okay. I mean, it's in. Well, then again, Imperium of Man, that's like a June thing, isn't it? So, TG Booth. I mean, Imperium of Man, I believe, came from June. So yeah. I mean, maybe. Yeah, maybe you can just get away with it. Too generic. If it's already been used before for a different IP, then yeah, maybe it's not a problem. Okay. It's got some Desert Raider heads. Infantry Squad, $34.99. That's not. Oh, they reduced. Okay, they're about the same as Games Workshop's offerings then. Yeah, they look pretty decent. They look alright. Yeah, I quite like those. Those are okay. Oh yeah, I suppose actually is it technically the Imperium of Mankind? So many years of overlapping lore. Just all right. Okay, we've got to talk about these now. We've got to talk about these. I think this has just become its own small video. Hang on, let's see if. Right, I think there's a lot of scenery here. A lot of scenery. That's fine. We need to talk about those tanks. And I think that's going to get clipped out and turned into a video because what the hell? I'm fully in favour of this. I'm absolutely right. I'm not going to lie. My immediate response to what we've just seen is yes. It's a hardcore yes from me. I feel like there's potential here for hilarious shenanigans, and we've got to take a proper look at these. Okay, so love it. All right. So we have the Banshee rocket walking tank, the Kraken transport walking tank, the Tartarus artillery walking tank, and the Gargoyle flamer walking tank. And just straight off, this is a yes. This is a yes, and I'm 100% in. I don't know why you would do it. I mean, I suppose I say that, you know, AdMech already have walking tanks. That's not fair. We already have walking tanks. But the thing is, it really feels like it actually works. There's like an aesthetic here that I'm fully on board with, and I can't quite work out exactly why. Because on paper, it just sort of, if you said to me, yeah, we're going to stick like big legs on a Chimera-esque chassis, I would go, okay, that might be okay. But you know what? The execution of it, I actually really like it. I really like it. It's properly throwing me seeing that double-headed eagle everywhere. It really is. This is genuinely really cool. Why do I like this so much? Maybe it's because the legs are so chunky, right? The legs are massively chunky. There's so much girth. There's just so much girth on the legs. The armor plating that comes down over what the shin kind of is. I mean, the fact that it's also basically a Manticore / Deathstrike is incredible. Like, that's fantastic. That is fantastic. The fact that you've got, like, just this big, like, rocket battery on the back is awesome. Also, I really like the way they painted it, too. So, all resin. Yeah, okay. Doesn't look too complicated either, actually. Those legs are so good. They're so good, though. I do like that little setup they've got there. That little, the nice photographs they've got. Oh, put a bit of sound on one of the legs. Really sell it. Yeah, no, I actually really like it. Okay, so the Banshee is a win. The Banshee rocket walking tank is a win. The Kraken... Okay. I mean, it's obviously the same chassis, but then you've got the turret on top, and then you've got the lasguns out the side, because it's basically a Chimera on legs. It's just a Chimera on legs. That's all it is. I mean, it's not all it is. It does actually have some nice visual differences. The hull is very similar, but it's swapped around, if I remember correctly. So the gun is on the opposite side to where it normally would be, and the viewing port is switched as well. It's also got a bit more detail. There's more like rivets on it, which I quite like. There is definitely an element of frog. There's definitely an element of frog going on here. But you know what? I'm not against that. I actually quite like the element of frog that is happening with this. That's actually kind of cool. That's actually kind of cool. I'm happy with that. I really like these. Okay, and also the way that the lasguns are placed on the back, like they're all little miniature turrets of their own. That's cooler than what a Chimera has, in my opinion. I assume it's got to squat down a little bit so that they get out without breaking an ankle, because otherwise that could go badly wrong. But yeah, I like it. I'm really liking these. Oh no, they're silly, but in a really good way. Like they are definitely silly, but in a really good way. And like I was going to say the footprint of them, but that sounds like I'm making a joke. It makes it just sound like I'm doing a bad pun. But I do like the footprint of it. It's like a good sized vehicle. Multiple options for the turret weapon, of course. Okay, so the Kraken transport, it's also a win. The Tartarus artillery. Oh, how stable are those legs? Just out of interest. Just out of interest, how stable are the legs? Because I feel like the legs need to be pretty damn stable, right? I feel like the legs need to be pretty damn stable for firing the giant gun on its back. But at the same time, again, it's not a no from me. It's not a no. I think this might be my favourite of all of them. For some reason, this is really getting me, this one. I'm loving this. This is fantastic. This is the best one. Hell yes. It's so absurd, but it's so good. Especially now, like, in the kind of squat position they've put it in. That is amazing. Oh, wow. Oh, God, I want one. I want one so bad. That's great. That's great. The Banshee, okay, let's be honest here. So the Banshee's great. We like the Banshee. The Banshee is decent. The Banshee's cool. But it's not as cool as the Tartarus. Like, the Tartarus is just objectively the best one so far. It's just the best one so far. The silhouette of it is so good. It just looks great. Oh man, I need it in my life. Okay, we approve of the Tartarus. So should we rank? We rank them. So the Tartarus, I think the Tartarus is number 1 so far. Actually, I would argue that the Kraken, I would suggest that for me, I think probably Tartarus, Kraken, then the Banshee. Actually, I think I would put the Kraken like higher than the Banshee, although they're very close. Just because little details on the Kraken with the way the lasguns stick out at the top of the sides, I really, really like that. That's a really cool little detail. So I feel like we're going Tartarus, Kraken, Banshee, but we do still have, after the Tartarus, there is also the Gargoyle Flamer walking tank. So, which actually just looks like the Kraken. And of course it does, because it's the same setup as Chimeras, where it's just the same chassis but with a different thing on it. Although I will say, the Flamer does look good. The Flamer does look good. I do like the Flamer a lot. It looks beefy, like really beefy. This thing doesn't look fast, but it does look menacing. Then again, Actually, you know what? I don't know that the flamer is beefy enough. If there's one thing that I'm not sure about on the Hellhound, it's how, like, I don't know. I always feel like it should have a bigger turret with a bigger flamer, and that's. I think the same thing is true here. Also, I would have really liked to see a big old barrel in here somewhere. Yeah, there's different, like, variations for the gun, but there's no variations for the back of it. And actually, I would really like to see like a big canister or something, something like not exposed, but just give it a bit more visual interest. It's still not bad. Don't get me wrong. I still quite like it because the chassis as a whole is great and the legs are brilliant. But I don't know. I feel like for a Hellhound proxy, I would have liked to have seen something that's got a bit more beef to it when it comes to the actual weapon system. If only to make up for the fact that these look distinctly not fast because of the legs, you know? Overall, I actually really like these. They are genuinely cool. They are really nicely done. Of course, the old paint job on them is helping because they are quite nicely painted. Some nice weathering and stuff going on. I mean, €50 isn't terrible. It's not like cheap. It's definitely not cheap, but it's not really any worse than most of Games Workshop's prices. And for a full resin vehicle, like a 100% resin vehicle, €50 is cheaper than anything you'd pay on Forge World for an equivalent sized vehicle. Like, you're not going to find something of this size on Forge World for, like, effectively £50. You're just not going to find anything like that. In fact, I'm pretty sure if you go to Forge World and you go for an alpha, a Mars Alpha pattern Lehman Russ, that has got plastic components, and that is still well over like 60, 70 quid. I forget which way round it is, but when I bought mine, I was amazed at how painful that purchase was. I only bought one, and that was to be the Tank Commander from my armor company, and that was massively expensive, and it was only a few resin pieces that went with the plastic tracks for the Lehman Russ, and I believe the plastic like bottom plate for the Lehman Russ, and the resin pieces don't even fit properly. I had to do some real faffing around and filling of gaps to make it acceptable. So, you know what? I'm going to say like €50 for something of this size is pretty damn reasonable, and it is a good looking series of tanks. But 100%, the Tartarus is my absolute favourite, and I want one, potentially three, but we'll start with one because that is quality. You know what? We're going to turn that into its own separate video once the stream is over. Which actually it was supposed to be about. I was only going to go for an hour and a half today, so we've only overrun by 45 minutes. But yeah, it's fine. We've found cool stuff to look at. Something we will do as well is next time we stream, we're going to take a look at the. Is it these? The Sindari Voidfarers? Or are these they're like Eldar ones? These are their Eldar ones, okay. So the cast enclaves, that's what we wanted to look at. So next time we stream, we'll have to have a look at... Oh, I'm saving that. We're saving that for next time. Next time we stream, we're going to take a look at the Tau bits. We're going to 100% look at the Tau bits that aren't Tau, obviously. But we'll do that next time. We're not doing that now, because I was going to stop 45 minutes ago, and we're still going. So, oh, thank you, Kyle. I'm telling you now. I'm afraid for whatever reason, it's not going to read it out. It should read it out. I'm going to get that fixed today for next time. But. Been loving the streams you're doing. I wanted to ask you what would be the best place to contact you for business purposes. So if you go to the About page on the channel, there's an email address on there that you can reach me at. That's the best place to do it. Wargames is a private company production in the USA. Oh, okay. Chrome versus Forge from Wargames Launch versus GW. That's actually quite a good. Video, probably. Interesting. Give me ideas now. Right. You know what? We're gonna wrap it up. Oh no, we didn't. No, we didn't. Jestology. We didn't do that at all. Maybe we'll start the next stream with the Tau stuff, and then we'll move on to actually finding a model to buy, and then repaint it, strip it and repaint it. We'll do it that way round. Terrible. Absolutely, just the sheer level of complete irrelevance in this particular stream was off the charts. But you know what? You're used to it at this point, aren't you? You're used to it. You know it's going to happen. I'm going to go and make a move. I'm going to encode that last bit. That'll be a video, so if you want to see it again, then do by all means. Go and see it again. It'll be nice. A few extra views here and there. I'm not going to complain about. But thank you very much for watching, you lovely lot. We will be back, hopefully on Wednesday. And well, until then, I hope you have a lovely week. I'll see you later.